yeah, it is a little bit harder, but if you're doing your and if there's any reason to buy the guitar, just that chord. It's not a 9 chord. I'm pretty sure it's an 11 chord, but yeah. Now, one thing I didn't talk about was the 20-degree fretboard, which I'll bring up now. Very flat, 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 flat. What that gives you is no. I could even go crazier, but I don't want to break a string here. As far as you can bend the string. So string bends are not too bad on this guitar. Okay, hard at the nut, but that's what that flat fingerboard gives you. The other thing the flat fingerboard gives you the guitar was already out of tune. I didn't just push it out. It does stay in tune really well. Sliding. It just seems like it's easier to slide on because of that flat, right? The other thing that is really cool about it is not a lot of buzzing on this guitar. Now, I have not done any other setups on it. The action is still a little bit high for my liking, but I'm not going to adjust it until I get new strings anyway. But that said, you know, like you can, you can. So if I lower that action a bit more, that'll be a little bit smoother, but that's pretty good. Whoop, where is it? So again, my action's a little bit high, but yet I'm able to do that on the longer scale. Whatever. So when I do my refinement on the action, I don't want to lower too much. I wanted the guitar to go through about a year worth of Canadian weather cycle, just to see where it's really going to settle, right? And I'm also, if I'm going to be playing this guitar live, I more vision this as a rhythm guitar. But if I'm playing live, this is going to be the rhythm and the lead, and it will do both. So, you know, like. So, part of my own song there. Sort of could play it, right? Sort of. But you get the idea. So, like I say, switching, like if you got to... So I should tune that, so... So you need that kind of time to switch it. You know, and again, I'm sure some people will be faster at it than others and whatever. I'm a bit of a slowpoke, you know, whatever. The tuners. Let me talk about the tuners. Okay, this is something... Okay, I'll get to the price of the guitar last, but the tuners. PRS has their base model tuners on here. These are the cheapest tuners they have. I'll talk about the B string last, but all the rest of the tuners, the same thing on the guitar that is sitting on. These tuners for base model tuners are really, really smooth. I'm surprised how smooth they actually are. They do feel a little bit, they don't feel loose or anything at all, no playing them whatsoever. So they're really nice that way. They do feel like they're a little underpowered, but they're really, really, really smooth. right? Which is great. Now, when you get to the B string, you feel like it's like it's underpowered, but it does the job. So if you were going to do an upgrade to this guitar, that would be the only thing I would. Again, I can't stress how smooth the neck is. It's butter smooth. Now, I have not played this guitar live yet, but can't wait till I do. So the tuner's really good. The guitar holds tuning really well, even with all the crazy weather fluctuations we get. I didn't tune the guitar before I started the review, but I didn't anticipate playing it at all in the review here. But I figured, well, why not? Throw some stuff in there. But does pig squeals really good, all that stuff. Giant chords. Yeah. So I talked about the tuners. Now the price. Okay, the price I got this guitar for was $1,400 and something. It came under. It arrived here a little under $1,600 Canadian, which is pricey. It is pricey. Now the new version is even more expensive, and it has it's the exact same guitar, except for it has a Scourge and Scarlet pickup and a Blueburst, which I think is just absolutely beautiful. But that said, if you're more of an aggressive guy and you really want the 7-string to really rip the paint off the walls, you might want this version of it. But if you're going to be a guy that wants to play clean and classic rock and stuff like that, you might want the other version because it has tamer pickups in it. Although I'm pretty sure the Scourge and Scarlet are probably pretty savage as well. One thing I love about this guitar is the clarity of the notes. Not my bad playing notwithstanding, but and it does translate at volume. That's the other thing I'll say. The Alpha and Omega pickups are very clear. They are very clear. I'm playing through a Hot Rod Deluxe, which is about the muddiest amp on the market, and I got some pretty good note definition and clarity and all that. And then when I go from the Hot Rod Deluxe speaker plus this, the amount of clarity is just crazy, right? So yeah, very good guitar. I can't see what it does live. Okay, things I don't like about the guitar. Well, I can't say it's anything against the guitar itself. But I would say, yeah, it's getting used to that longer scale length. To be able to play it, like really, really fluent, right? One thing is also too with that longer scale length, although I've noticed it more on my 8-string than I did on this, is your hand's back here for the bridge instead of here, right? There's an inch difference. It doesn't sound like much, but it does feel like you're playing back here. And that could be a little bit weird at first. Harmonics are good on it too, just so you know. Pig squeals, harmonics, yeah, definitely. The cutaway, very comfortable. I really don't have anything negative to say about the guitar. Like even at the price point, like out of all the 7-strings I've tried, this has been the best one so far. Now, mind you, that's only on a handful, but that includes a Vi model. I like this better than the Vi model, which was a prestige model as well, and I found this was better. I liked it better than the Geos, even the mid-level iron labels. I liked it better than the Jackson ones that I tried. So I didn't try a lot of 7-strings, maybe about a dozen or so. And this one by far is the best I've ever played. Is there better out there for the money? I don't know. I will say, getting back to the neck. Okay, so the 20-degree fretboard, we'll finish up on that, but just last thing I want to talk about the neck. Again, they wet sand this neck, okay? So it is finished, which means when you're playing live, it's not a natural finish, so obviously that's going to, the paint's going to protect it, right? But it's wet sanded, I don't know, with 1,000 grit, 3,000 grit, and it's completely seamless Like they wet sanded it obviously after they put the binding on it, or before they they put the binding on it and then they wet sanded it, right? So this C-shaped neck is the most comfortable C-shape neck ever. I love this neck. It is absolutely, and you usually don't get that kind of a wet sanded smooth neck. There's no natural finish neck that I've played that's faster. Under $5,000, I haven't seen a guitar with a wet sanded neck. The smoothest neck I may have ever played might have been the Jimmy Page Les Paul, and I think this might be even smoother than that. And that thing was a phenomenal neck. Mine is a $4,800 guitar, and you get this for $1,600. So it is a pro guitar. You won't buy one 7-string, then another 7-string, then another 7-string. You buy this and you just start recording with it. It records great. Your sounds are this big. You know what I mean? The 20-degree fretboard. Love it, hate it. A lot of people can't seem to get used to it. They're okay down here with it. And then they get up here. And then they got to start working a bit. Okay, I want to do yes, like you got to roll your fingers on it for sweeps. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you have to work a lot harder to roll your fingers, but that could also be just because I have the action ever so slightly higher too. So like on a normal guitar, you don't flatten out as much, right?